So that is why finding your purpose is important, because it's you being you at the core of yourself, falling into your purpose. It's something that you need to do. Hey friends, so today, well, for those that don't know me, my name is Josh, right? I'm going to be talking about purpose, right? I know a lot of people in my age group want to know what their purpose in life is, because quite frankly, in the time that we're at now, there's just a lot of information. There's a lot of things that we're just that are just getting into our heads, and there's you can do anything, right? Nowadays, you can do anything, right? And with that, it just leaves us with so much things to do and the possibility of doing a lot of things, which leads us to not do anything at the same time, because he who stands for everything cannot stand for something specific, right? Now, I'm just paraphrasing that. But it's so important that we all find something that we were created for, right? Now, most of you guys know that I'm a Christian, right? And I basically, my beliefs and my mindset when it comes to achieving things and living a life, right? And living life in this world is paved by my belief. So but what we're going to do is try and just, come to the center of it all, right? So if you don't believe in God, perhaps you have another belief you have another religion that you practice, right? That's fine. Welcome. What we're going to be talking about today is purpose, because I believe we were all created with a purpose. We can argue who the creator is, but we are all created with a purpose. What is your purpose? That is the question. And I'm sure if you're like me, you're someone that has asked themselves this quite a few times: what's my purpose? Because it's so very hard to find your purpose again in such a world where every single thing is there at your fingertips, right? One thing that I've noticed personally with my life, the more that I did a lot of things, the more that I struggle to find out what I actually should do, right? So what I'm going to try and do today is just to basically try and pave, um, uh, 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 yeah, just pave a road, right? Just pave our frame of thinking into getting to a point where we know what we are born to do, right? What we're born to do, because I have gotten to the point where I'm aware of what I should do, right? I'm aware of what I should do. I'm aware of my gifts, and I'm aware of my mission in this world. But before we go there, before we go to what and how you can find out what you do, what your calling is, I just want to help you understand why you need to find your purpose in this life. Again, you were created for a purpose, with a purpose, right? So the person that created you knew that they need to create someone like you. And they specifically put some things in you that are not in me, and that are not with your partner, that are not in your father, your mother, like anyone around you, right? You are unique in that sense. There is no one like you. Now, with that said, someone needs you to be you and to do the things that you need to do. You were created for, because that's what you were created for. I can't do it. I can't do your thing. Perhaps I can try, and at some level I can get quite good at it, but I can never fully fulfill and to do what you were created to do, because it's your thing. It is your thing, not mine, right? And so it's so important to do what you need to do with this life, because someone else needs it. Because if you're yourself, you get to help someone else who are not themselves, someone else who basically needs you to get through life. For we are created for relationships, right? At our core being, right? We are created to relate to one another, to help one another, to commute with one another. We were born for community, right? For relationships. Because if you look at the world and every single thing in the world, there is, in some shape, way, or form, there is a relationship with everything created, right? The plants needs rain. That's a relationship. That's a connection right there. The animals, right? A lion needs its prey. It needs food. So if there weren't food for the lion wouldn't be able to survive, right? Something as small as an ant, it needs its own, well, what they interact with, right? It needs you. It needs those little bits of sugar that fall down, right? Like it needs you, right? We need one another. Just imagine a world where um I like everyone just kept to themselves and we did not need one another. Like you just do what you're doing. I do what I do. I think that would be such a broken world. No wonder it's not like that because we need one another. Just imagine of the most beautiful thing that has ever been created by man. Not one person created it alone, right? But it was a collective of people that came together, serving a specific purpose, doing what they had to do, what they needed to do to achieve that. So that is why finding your purpose is important because it's you being you at the core of yourself, falling into your purpose. It's something that you need to do. It's you being one with yourself, right? It's you being one with yourself. And who doesn't want to be like that? That is why being purposeful is so important. That is why finding your purpose is so important. And once you find your purpose, you need to go for it, right? You need to. Now, before I found my purpose, before I knew what I need to do, right? It was a long season, right? It was a long season of just basically asking God and asking myself and just asking the universe, like, why am I here? Because I would do this and I would do that, yet I still felt unfulfilled, right? I felt something in here. And I even got to a point where I found my purpose, right? But I just didn't know, and I was afraid of doing that, of acting on it, right? And following that, right? That I would do other things even though I knew that, and I still felt like, no, I need to follow this. I need to do that. So you will always feel unfulfilled and unhappy until you follow your purpose, until you live a life that you need to live, right? Doing the things that you were created for. One part of that connects to you having your purpose, right, is you knowing what your gifts and talents are. So in order for you to get to a point where you're aware of your purpose, you need to know what you're good at. Because I'm a firm believer that nothing is here, nothing happens for just no reason, right? Every single thing happens for a reason. Therefore, if everything happens for a reason, that means the kind of person that you are and the kind of gifts and the kind of things that you're good at, they are there for a reason. And they fall into what your purpose needs to be. In my belief, God is the one that gives you the talents and the gifts that you have for His purpose for your life, right? Because He is the creator. So, do you know what your talents are? Do you know what your gifts are? If you don't, this may be the right time to start diving deep into yourself, diving deep into the kind of person that you are. Start evaluating what you're good at. And once you've evaluated what you're good at, you know that I'm really good at speaking. Find out the things that bring you satisfaction when you do that, right? Do they align with what you're good at? What brings you satisfaction? What's that thing that once you do it or when you're doing it, you just feel like there's so much peace. In fact, it reminds me of this reel, right? Where it's usually just a gym reel because I'm a fitness enthusiast, right? Like I love fitness, but it's it's where there's noise, right? There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise, and once that person holds the dumbbell, everything just silences up, right? It's like that. What you're good at, what you love doing, is going to bring so much peace and silence that you're just going to you'll feel calm. You'll feel calm and feel like I belong here. This is something that I have been created to do. I love this. I just love being around people. I just love talking to people about matters that can help them get better. Like, I just love this, right? I love seeing someone, I love seeing someone change it. I love seeing someone just get better. I love it when people tell me, Josh, your things help me. Your content helps me get better because that's just what I want to do. That's why I'm recording this, because I want to help. I know there's someone, right? It may not be you, but there is someone that's going to watch this very low quality video, basic video, and go like, wow, thank you. This definitely has helped me because I've had this question for a while. The number one biggest question with people from the ages of 20 to 30 is, what is my purpose in life? And I think that is so crucial because, well, the devil does not want you to know your purpose. Because once you know your purpose, you're dangerous. Once you know your purpose, he doesn't have a hold on you. Once you know what you were created for, it's game over. It's game over. He wants you to do every single thing, everything else than follow your purpose. Right? So you need to get to a point where you know your purpose. Know your purpose. Now, number one, knowing your gifts and talents. Number two, knowing what brings you happiness when you're doing it. Right? And the third one, and this journey of finding your purpose and getting to a place where you know what you need to do in life, you need to get to a point where you aren't afraid to try things out. Because it's so important that you get to a point where you are sure that this is something that you need to do. Now, as I said, I just used to do a lot of things, right? I used to do a lot of things, like work at a lot of places. And while I was doing that, I started seeing things that aligned with parts of me that directed me to know that this is something that I need to do. Right? Like, started seeing, like, okay, in this career, like, I love it when I'm in situations where I'm talking to people. I love this when I'm in the situation where I am helping someone. I love that. Wow, And that just helped me concentrate and focus on one thing to say, wow, okay, these all things, they go together. Perhaps this is something that I need to do. Well, let me try it out. So you need to be someone that don't be stagnant. Don't just sit there and like, I don't know my purpose. What is my purpose? And how can I get my purpose? Like, how can I find it? You need to get out there and try and look for what you're good at. Try and look for the things that you love doing, when you're doing it. You can't be stagnant. You can't be, I'm sorry to say, but you can't be a bum. and still ask yourself, what am I meant to do in life, right? You can't just not be curious and still expect yourself to find. Does it make sense? You need to be curious. You need to have your eyes wide open and wanting to know and to see and to just, like, what am I here for, right? And I know a lot of people who ask themselves this question, like, what is my purpose in life? And yet they don't actually go out there and try and see what their purpose in life is, right? Because when you really look for it, you're gonna find it. You are going to find it. So it's knowing your talents, knowing the things that you're good at, right? Knowing what makes you happy when you're doing that. And the third thing, going out there and actually searching for it. Go out there. Go out there and search for it. We're young. And in this age, in this time of our lives, this is the foundation phase. You need to, and if you plant those seeds now, they are going to grow and blossom in the future. And you're going to thank yourself for actually starting now. So start now. Start now. I just want to remind you guys that, can you please subscribe, like, and comment? And if you have any ideas, if you don't agree, if you disagree, please comment it down, right? Like, and just share this around, because someone else might need this. Someone else needs this. Needs to know and needs to understand how they can find their purpose in life.